Man, imagine this. Just imagine this, okay?
Okay, let me open my imagination.
Yeah, expand your mind. So you live in Wakanda, right?
Okay.
You see females in the streets. You're like, man, that one cute, that one cute. So one night you get that text message at 2 a.m. From Nakia.
Okay.
Nakia.
On my bracelet.
Your bracelet. Light up. You know how they do. And it say, hey, you up? You can have this. But
yeah,
you got to eat it better than I ever been ate before. Right? Seems like no problem. Except you this dude.
The nigga with the bowl in his mouth? the nigga with the plate?
How you gonna eat it? How you gonna do it?
I mean, I wonder every time I see this guy in this movie, because I ain't seen him nowhere else. I always wonder, like you can't even have like no Capri Suns. You got this whole you can't, like, how are people are pouring shit into your mouth?
Yeah, I know. Look for everybody that's ultra woke. Don't come at me about the cultural what he's doing. We're talking about the how the fuck do you eat anything, let alone some pussy. Like,
you got to go down there. You got to pretend. You got to go down there and do it. Blah, 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 with your fingers is moving. Blah, blah, blah,
maybe
blah,
he just flap that up and down the front of it.
Oh, it may. I mean, I don't know, man. What happened to that bitch come out of his mouth while he down there?
Oh shit! Oh, it ain't gonna go in the pussy. It's just gonna be a plate under the pussy. There's a pussy on the plate.
Like, my god, man, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. That's a lot, man. Do you think he can wash that bitch when he wash the dishes?
You think take?
You can't say that.
Shut up, I'm gonna say what I want. I'm free to believe my speech is blown, and you need to receive. You can leave it wrong, it's what you want now. The plan is started, so listen to Sam and Marcus and hardcore truths with a special contrast, cause this the Illegal Opinions podcast.
He wash the dishes, and then boom, he take that out. Top rack.
Top rack.
I would think that's a top rack item. If you put it in the bottom, it's too much. It's too much.
That should get pushed around too much in the bottom.
You can hear that shit clink, clink.
I know, right? No, that's the worst, dog. When you go to do the dishes, you hear that shit in there, goddamn, making beats.
Oh man, hey, you ever ran your dishwasher? Everything on the bottom clean, everything on the top still dirty,
bruh. Like why is the inside of this? Now I got rice on the inside of my cups, but not on the plates. I don't understand, but you know,
it's all good. My kid's gonna do it anyway. I ain't doing that shit. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, Illegal Opinions Podcast, episode 138. Listen with an open mind to leave mad. The choice is yours. I'm your comedian and host Sam Ridley in the building. And official now. Shit. Some of y'all done already checked out my comedy special on Funny Media Group. Nose Pussy. Nose Pussy. Straight from here to there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, go check that out. Get them numbers up. Put them reviews in there. Let them know you like your boy. And I'm here with my man, Hunter Marcus Palmer. What's good, man?
Chilling, man. Just trying to keep everything together. But it's been a long week. But there hasn't been too much going on in the news, really. Which is, I guess, that's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah. How do you feel? You know how, like, when you go to when we was military, leadership school and stuff, they be like, you re-blued. Do you feel re-blacked this week? With Wakanda Forever coming out, do you feel re-Africanized?
Yes, it was an exhilarating film. It pulled at the heartstrings, and
it was.
I'm very happy that Black people enjoyed it
immensely. Apparently, from what I
know
so far.
Did they?
But we gonna get to that though. We gonna get to that, and I know y'all waiting for it, so we gonna get to the other shit. It was a slow news week. Me and Marcus been doing absolutely everything. Hell, I'm out the door when we finish doing this. But I know I saw this week Trump has reannounced. Let's get the bad news out of the way first. Just he has reannounced that he's doing it again. But what I found interesting about it was how the news outlets reacted to this news. It was
What do you
like,
mean?
well, from what I saw, the Washington Post, I mean, take that however you will, said that 3 of the major outlets literally just didn't cut to him announcing it. Like, that's wild, first off. And then Fox News, I guess, cut away from it in the middle, seemingly on accident. But the rumor mill's starting to circulate that they're not going to support another run of his. And I'm wondering what that would even look like on the news if they don't. You know what I mean?
I think it looks like bullshit. Like I don't believe they're not gonna do that. Like that's their base. Like this is their people. So what do you mean you're not going to fucking? What do you mean? Like you're not gonna support this dude that kept y'all afloat for who knows how long? Like they're still running off of, hey, you know what? Trump is signing for this dude. Like he's co-signing that this guy or this girl is the Republican that you guys should vote for. Do that. They still do it now. Like any sign or any fucking, speaking of signs and sound, my fucking phone is going crazy. But any sign or sound of Trump endorsing somebody, they're right behind that shit. Now I do believe, actually, I don't believe that because for CNN, Trump is news. Like for him to say something ridiculous is news.
Yeah.
So you're gonna continue to support that as well. So I mean, you might not put it up, you might not endorse him running because you know who wants to do that if you're with CNN or MSNBC or any of the other outlets. But I mean, we talked about it on here before, and I was like, yo, if the Dems don't get somebody else in place to run, get ready for this cat to be your president again. And I don't see anybody still.
Yeah. We talked about this a long time ago that I think you said it. You was like, hey, y'all, just know you heard it here first. He coming back. And it's just, he's going to end up coming back off the hubris of the Democratic Party. Like, they are being so not do shit.
Yeah.
That they going to let him walk right back in the goddamn door. Melania going to get to chill for 4 more years.
Yeah, well, she ain't going back. You know, I did that already. I'm staying, you know.
You don't think she going back?
No, she ain't going back. She ain't got to. I went there one time. I'm cool.
Where else she gonna go?
Anywhere else.
To do what? That's what I mean.
What? She's not interested in redoing the Rose Garden, nigga. Like, you know, Melania's like, Christmas, fuck that. Like, I don't want to do this shit. I like Christmas. I like Christmas at home. I don't want to do Halloween and give these little niggas candy.
She like, I still ain't learned how to say Christmas. Like, I don't want to do this.
Dog,
but
the last time you saw Melania, and this might be true, but the last time I saw Melania, she was walking to the private jet to leave the fucking White House and to fly to Miami or to fly to Mar-a-Lago. You ain't seen her ass since then. She don't do no interviews. She ain't out at the fucking no what do you call them? Fashion shits. She got to run away.
She's not. She was standing next to him when he announced his shit, though.
Nigga, she ain't writing no books. She like, yo, leave me the fuck alone. Not interested.
I would hope so, but
not. I mean, we say that, but he going back. He going back, right back, and
I truly believe that, and I hate to say that, but I'm a realist. All of y'all that's listening, don't hit me up or mark us up saying, oh, they support Trump. That's not what we said. I'm just reading the terrain, and right now, that's unfortunately for me how it's looking. That's how it's looking.
I mean, that's what it is. Like, the Democrats had 4 years to get somebody that people would care about, and they ain't do it. Still haven't. People thought it was gonna be Chucks and Pearls. Guess what? Nobody cares.
I don't think I done seen a Pearl yet, or Chuck. About as long as I ain't seen Melania when you want to think about it. And you know, Joe was hanging his whole hat on. I'm going to hopefully get these student loans done. Boom. Everybody that ever went to school is going to vote for me. I think that's what he was hoping for.
Right.
Which is one of the things I thought. And the other part of me is like, I don't even think Joe Biden gives a shit. Do you think he cares?
Joe Biden does not know where he is half the time. He's like, yo, I wanted to become president. I finally became president. And now it's like, all right, well, I did that. I'm not running again. I don't have the energy for it. I'm out. Y'all can have this shit.
When you think about it, bruh, why does any president do anything once they get in there? You know how long it takes of a political life, and then that's just the top. Like, after I do this, I'm done. It's kind of like, you know how when Kratos got to the throne at the first God of War, he just kind of sat there like, well, shit, what now?
Now what? I've beaten everybody. I've beaten. What's that? You've beaten everybody that beat you, or I've beaten everybody that's beat me. So now I'm just sitting here, and Kratos left and went to a whole other, part. Whatever.
So I gotta be a Viking and kill some old people.
A whole new gods, all new gods.
So yeah, that's what it's looking like to me, man.
I mean, it's gonna be. Unfortunately, I think, man. People say it ain't gonna be Trump, but then you're gonna see the people once again. Those people that have been hiding for the last 4 years are gonna come back out, and it's more of them than you think, because people have been sitting back getting pissed off again about what the country has looked like, and they want their America back. That shit didn't go away. Don't forget about January 6th, yo. That shit was not a game. While we are on bad news, I wanted to bring. I know I brought it up prematurely, but I wanted to bring these young brothers up. 3 University of Virginia football players were shot, killed, murdered, along with 2 other people that were injured. I brought it up because I want to get the names out. Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry. Rest in peace. And that was so tragically murdered, like coming back from a field trip, and by one of their by an ex-teammate of theirs. Yo, man, like mental health is, I know it is overused and definitely it is oversaturated, but if you, it's kind of like now that you get older, and maybe it's always when you get older. When you get older and you hear the word snitching or being a tattletale, when you were younger, being a tattletale was like something that, your parents, don't be a tattletale. Don't just run and tell everybody everything. Like, shut the fuck up. You don't need to do this. Stop telling all the time. Then when you become like younger, younger 20s or later teens, younger 20s and 30s is snitching. Don't snitch. No snitch. We don't do no snitching around here. And then when you get older, you like, you know what? I wish somebody would have fucking said something.
Yeah.
Like, if you knew whatever this fucking shooter's name is was going to do something, you gotta say something. Every time. You have to, like, when a motherfucker talk about they finna do X, Y, and Z, and I went and got this pistol, and I think when they get back in, because a lot of times people do express these thoughts to other people, and it's like, yo, like, you went and bought a pistol for what? Really? Yeah, man, I got a little pistol, like them niggas, whatever. Like, yo, words do save lives. You know what I mean? And if you got somebody that's going through something, talk to them. Because like shit like this is beyond unnecessary. That you got 3 young men that were just young as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably not even in their 20s. And to die like I was reading an article earlier where one of the kids that made it, they can't speak right now because they were shot in their back and the bullet went through their back and like through into and through their stomach. So the kid can't talk, and he's writing these notes to his mom, asking his mom what happened to like so and so and so and so and so and so. Like, what happened to all these people? And he's like, he has 3 friends that are dead. He doesn't know yet.
Like, to piggyback off what Marcus said, that no snitching shit, there's only 3 places in the world that shit is a thing, and none of them are real. It's the military, grade school, and prison. Mm-hmm. That's where that shit is a necessity of surviving where you are. Once you get in the real world, that's just not real life. I'm not gonna say where I live at, but like about 2 years ago, somebody got shot on my street, and supposedly after the fact, a lot of people knew these people had problems.
Right.
This shit could have been prevented.
Yeah.
On the mental health side of that, as somebody that can honestly speak from a place of, I thought most of it was bullshit for a very long time. You don't know what you don't know. And I tried to talk to Marcus about some shit I was going through. And I remember telling him these illogical thoughts I was having. And rightfully so, his first response to me was something along the lines of, man, you ain't even built like that. Like, calm down. That's the logical thought. Then I had to explain to him, I get what you're saying. That's not where my head is. That's the hardest shit to explain to somebody. I felt crazy telling you, dog. But I had to get it out of my head, or who knows. And I'm not saying I would have did some shit like this, but this is the type of thing where a conversation can prevent a whole lot.
Oh, absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like you have to talk out some shit sometimes. And it's not always comfortable. But you could be so deep into your own shit that you can't a lot of times you can give yourself another perspective. Like you have a conversation with yourself and say, okay, well, let me look at it like this. Sometimes the shit's so deep, you like, it's all I can think about is this, like this, I'm focused on this one thing, this one frustration, this one stress, and I can't figure out how to get out of it right now, and it's fucking me up. But once you kind of get into a space where you have somebody you could talk to about certain things, and get that out. Like sometimes it's just talking to somebody to relieve the frustration, and to get some of that talk back too. Like you don't. Well, I'm not somebody that wants to talk to somebody that doesn't give me any feedback. Fuck that. But I know people like that. Some people need that.
Mm-hmm.
But man, like for kids to lose their lives, like one of the guys was asleep, bruh. Asleep, coming back from a field trip. Like, what better time is there to be in fucking school than it's field trip day?
What a time to be alive, right?
There's no happier time in your life at that time than being on a field trip. And then you kind of like, you go and have a good time, and you coming back, and you bonk out in the bus, and then you don't wake up. But
it's wild. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. I think enough said. Yeah. While we're on that type of news, Jay Leno is in the news out here. He popped up in the news a few days ago, depending on when you're watching this, saying he was canceling performance or appearance because of significant injury, and they're saying he has some burns. Not gonna get too deep into the details because I don't want to mischaracterize what's going on, but I hope he's okay. We see him out there at Flappers Comedy Club all the time. He in Burbank. It's right there. He loved comedy, and he's retired and rich as fuck. So
rich as fuck.
He's just a regular, to just see kicking it, which is dope to just see a legend doing that. It's gonna be weird. So hope he's all right. Recover fast, man. I hope it's not a situation that we're gonna read about tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of seeing that. Seem like a lot of comics is just kind of dropping off right now.
Was also, man, niggas getting older, bro. Like that's the other part of it. Is like you starting to see, your what you would call your heroes or your mentors from a distance. Like shit's happening to motherfuckers nowadays. Like imagine being a young coming up comic, and you see like Richard Pryor caught on fire. You're like, wait, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah. Same. If you want to look at it that way. I mean, it's going to be traumatic either way, but like Richard was still kind of spry. If you see Jay Leno now, he look old. He don't look like Jay Leno from when we was watching him on TV at all.
Oh no, I know. I watch Jay Leno's Garage. I watch that shit. So like, yeah, I know he in his denim, what do they call it, a Canadian business suit or whatever.
Yeah, his denim suit, right?
Denim suit.
Now, I have a question for you. Me and you have talked about in a nutshell, you be like, man, comics be soft as shit when it comes to them, right?
Okay.
By your own admission. So we talk about inappropriate jokes. If there's even if, is there such a thing as an inappropriate joke, right? So when Jay Leno, this news first broke, obviously everybody finds out here first, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw on a comics page they put Jay Leno's burned up. Have y'all heard about this? Have you seen this? That was a joke on his page. You know, playing off of the Jay Leno, that's how he used to be on his show.
Right.
I cringed when I read it, right?
Yeah.
I was like, but in fairness, you know how we talk about on the internet, you never know what mood somebody's coming at somebody in.
Yeah.
It surfaced funny as shit. I had just like 2 posts up, seen the news about Jay Leno, and then I see that underneath it. It was kind of too soon for me. Maybe for somebody else, that shit funny as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and the thing about it is, you know, like you said, I do say comedians are ultra sensitive people, because, and also they're artists. But I think under the guise of being a comedian, it's like, oh, well, I can say whatever I want. It's such a joke. But what happens if that happened to you?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you were on fire and you got burned the fuck up, and then the next day somebody, or let's say you got to a car accident or anything. I mean, just say you fell out of a fucking building, all right, and you lived, and but you're crippled now. As a comedian, how would you like those jokes? You probably would not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's got to be, well, my mama said if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. None of that bullshit. Mama's saying, like, give it fucking a little bit of time. Like, you don't got to be the first person to make the joke. You don't have to be the first person to make a joke.
I think that's fair. And I think a lot of people are trying to.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. You know, I got to be the first. I got to let them know I'm the wittiest one on this particular topic. When in actuality, you just don't have shit to say.
Well, people also don't like Jay Leno. Because when that whole Tonight Show shit happened, it was like you fell on the side of Jay Leno or Conan. And in a lot of ways, Conan made Jay look like an asshole for wanting his job back. And then he goes to do the other thing and was like, oh, well, I had this shit over here, but Jay wanted this shit back, so he kind of booted me out. And he just like, you know, it's Jay Leno. That nigga ran late night TV in fucking Los Angeles for fucking 20 years. Yeah, I want shit back. My bad. I'm not ready to retire. It's like Tom Brady saying he's retiring last year, whenever it was. And now you the quarterback at Tampa. You like, I'm finally gonna get my shot. I'm finally getting my shot. And then Tom was like, nah, fuck this marriage. Fuck all this shit.
I'd rather throw a ball than hit that shit.
Yeah, I'm finna go back to throwing that pill around the field. And as the quarterback, you know, the backup, you like, well, shit, it is Tom Brady. Man, I mean, I don't like the fact that he's back with shit. What am I gonna do? And that's really what happened. So after that whole shit, that's like when people really got a bad taste in their mouth about Jay Leno, because Conan was the nice guy. Conan's nice. He's funny. He's goofy. He uses strings to dance with his fucking feet and shit.
And do his little
monologue shit. And then, you know, when the man comes back, people didn't like it. So, I mean, hopefully, you know, Jay recovers. You got a lot of money. You got a lot of cars. I think you're entertaining. Not that maybe you do listen to this podcast. Hey, what's up, Jay? But yeah, man, that sucks. It can be too soon. There is a such thing as too soon. So, you know, motherfuckers relax, man. You know, relax.
Imagine if you just made me think about that. Like Jon Stewart leaves The Daily Show and Trevor Noah's knocking out of the park for a year. And he's like, you know what? I wouldn't mind coming on back.
Come on back. I'm a little bored. I'm bored. I'm bored with helping out these veterans. Let me come back to doing this shit.
Trevor Noah will be gone in a heartbeat out of respect. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's what it is. But I think, and this isn't fair to say, but I think the time where you know it's okay to make the joke is when that person has made the joke, right? Or has like leaned towards making the joke and made it more casual to talk about. Like, I got a homeboy of mine, same age as me. I grew up with this cat. He's like, he's a diabetic, and he's blind now because of diabetes, and we're the same age, right? So it's like super duper fucking, it's a little weird. And it's like, damn, you like, fuck. Like, cause also at that time you start looking at your own mortality.
Absolutely.
That we're the same age and you're going through what you're going through. So the other day I went to his birthday party and I went to his brother's birthday party. And I walk in and he made a joke about the fact that he can't see. Cause he was like, hey man, he was talking about the podcast. He was like, "Hey man, I was watching one of those clips you got on your podcast, man. That shit's funny, man. Y'all niggas is hilarious." And I was
I said,
what
he
you
said I
watching
was
on?
watching.
Yeah, he says what? I said, what was you watching it on? He's like, well, shit, nigga. I ain't mean I was watching it, nigga. I mean I was listening to it. You know I can't see, and I'm like, okay, I'm not. I hear you, and I'm not gonna make this joke with you right now. I'm not ready to make this joke with you right now.
Hey, everybody watching, this is the real Marcus. All right? He a nice guy. He could have took that one.
I was like, yo,
it was right there.
But I'm not ready to make that joke with you right now. Like, maybe another time, man, but I'm not ready for that. But he
that shit was a
put it out
layup.
there. Yeah, it was a layup. It was a layup. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me access to the fun. But I'm not ready for that right now. Like, you still my guy. And then you making jokes about you can't see. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he made the joke, so it's whatever. But
right. When we saw Richard Pryor with the match, Richard Pryor walking down the street, it was like, we can all feel lighter about this.
Right.
I didn't hear nobody, and shit, to date, nobody make jokes about Tracy Morgan.
Not one.
Not one. Why? Why was it him? You know what I'm saying? Like with other people, it was like if they got hurt, like we talked about with Chadwick Boseman. Everybody was like, oh, y'all skinny, he on that shit. And of course, you know, we know Tracy Morgan got hit by the truck and everything, but there was never a joke about him recovering or being fucked up from Walmart.
Maybe we don't know that Tracy Morgan will come see you. Or have somebody come see you.
I have no doubt in my mind that Tracy Morgan will come see you.
I mean, so it might be something like, hey, don't joke about Tracy, that nigga. We'll send somebody to your house.
No, just remember, I don't think I was telling you about it. Early in my comedy shit, this dude named Brando Murphy that was saying he was Eddie Murphy's brother or whatever.
Yeah. I remember that.
He had made TMZ and all types of shit. Charlie Murphy was like, let me know where you at. I'm pulling up on you, kid.
Yeah.
Like it was
for sure.
He's like, yo, my brother rich. I'm just doing some shit. Yeah, he could get me out of it. So keep on fucking around my family.
I will come through and knock your ass out or have somebody do it. I ain't feeling the best right now, but I'll have somebody with me that I pay to do shit like this. So
like who do you, I used to think Winston Duke was one of them dudes. I don't think that no more. I don't think that no more. I'm sorry. I think Deion Cole, I think he one of them that would be like, all right, let's just go over there.
Yeah.
Donnell Rawlins, what you think?
I think Donnell come see you.
I think he come see you too.
But I think he I don't think he's coming to fight you. I think he's just coming to yell at you.
Yeah, he gonna bring people with him, like
to fight. But I think he's want to come and get his shit off, and then he want to go. Like I can't see him fighting or have. I think he's somebody that I've seen him on interviews. When like once he's done yelling, he's like, okay, I'm good now. Like we're back to being friends again. So
yeah, I think it's I'm gonna let you know exactly where I stand.
Right.
After that, if we got a problem, we can proceed. But I'm gonna tell you first.
Who would come? Like, I'm trying to think about it, yo. Like, because being in comedy that's a slippery slope. Because you can't get mad at the joke if we comedians.
If we comedians, like, if I swing on you for the joke, I've lost all credibility. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
However, there's always
a
no. You're disrespecting my family right now.
Okay,
like if this is you didn't turn this into some other shit. Now I'm gonna come see you, and then it's like which ones would do it? Corey Holcomb, I think he'd be at your door.
Yeah,
I think Corey would be at your door.
What's my man that was Ari Spears? My cousin sent me something the other day where And we did forget about that whole Tiffany Haddish, Aries Spears thing. That kind of they trying to suffocate. They pushing that shit way down the media.
No, we didn't. Give me a
we
week.
Ain't forgot, niggas.
We ain't forgot.
Forgotten. So Aries Spears was doing an interview, and basically, long story short, he was doing an interview and he was talking shit to the dude, and dude took his glasses off and was on some, hey man, like what the fuck you talking about? Like motherfucker, like you gonna let me talk? You ain't even gonna tell me what I'm gonna do? You gonna let me talk? And Aries was like, nigga, I'll beat your ass, yada yada yada. Old buddy got up and put hands all over Aries Spears, all over him. I wish I could give credit to the podcast, but it was a clip that was sent to me by somebody else. But I was like, oh, my man just got it. Aries Spears talk like he a motherfucking tough guy and shit.
Yeah.
When I tell you, my man, he was talking that light skin shit. He was like, hey, man, it's like this light skinned nigga over here. My man took his glasses off and was like, you say what now? I won't say it again. He said one more thing. My man.
Just like we was talking about with that mental health thing. Everybody that meet in the business sense, you don't know how these people grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know people, man. You in the boardroom.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I was literally talking to a homeboy of mine last night about like just kind of because he brought the thing that I brought up. I brought it up, and he listened to the podcast. Shout out to you. He brought the thing that I know I bring up in our conversations, and he says, 50 said, "Hey man, I got security. It ain't to protect me from you. It's to protect you from me. And you never know until you know what the security's for.
And you never really want to be the person that finds out first.
I don't find out.
Don't be the guy.
Don't be that guy. Like, don't. And the thing about, don't talk to people that way. Like you said, you don't know how people grew up. Don't talk to people like you can't do that. I had a friend of mine, and this guy I used to work with, and I used to give him you know how you get a relationship with somebody that you work with, and y'all pop shit back and forth to each other, whatever.
Yeah.
We have that relationship, and so we had a new white guy actually that came into the shop, and I use white because you'll see in a second. So me and my homeboy are in the little office. We in the back on the computers talking. We bullshitting. It's like 2:00 in the morning. We on mid shift. We ain't doing nothing. So we chilling, and the dude walks in, and my man starts giving the guy a hard time. Oh man, you coming in here? Oh man, but he was talking to old buddy like he would talk to me. Hey man,
okay.
you a new guy? I heard something about you, man. I heard something about you from your old spot you worked at or whatever. So the guy gets real tight. What you mean? What you heard about me? What you mean? And he's like, hey man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I tell you or not. I heard you kind of this and a third. Just ribbing the guy. So I get my little papers that I printed out. I tap them on the desk, pat, and I get up and I walk out. So I leave
the business
office.
pat to exit is classic.
Boop, boop, boop.
Boop, boop.
So I leave. So my homeboy comes to find me later on. He's like, hey man, like why you dip out like that? I said, why are you talking to that man like that? You don't know him. He says, oh man, I know as much as you talk to people around here, I know you ain't telling me like. I said, dog, I talk to you like that. I talk to so-and-so like that.
Don't get too familiar.
I don't talk to everybody the way I talk to y'all.
Nope.
I talk to people with the utmost respect when I don't know you, because I don't know what you want.
People get it twisted. You said it was a white dude. I see why you gave that disclaimer now, by the way. Yeah. But people don't realize code switching is universal. I know a lot of the times they talk about, black people, we should have. Yeah, I think we have to do it more than anybody. We do.
For sure.
We got to go into every space and go, how am I supposed to act? Honestly, so a lot of y'all don't feel fucking threatened.
Yeah. Yeah.
For no reason.
That's what it's for.
That's literally what it's for.
Yeah.
So you got to know how to move. This dude went in there and was watching you move and didn't have no personality of his own. So he was like, let me just do what you doing for a minute.
Look,
and
man.
He got fucked off in the streets.
And then what's funny is my man was like, man, he ain't gonna do shit, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. So I think I deployed or went TDY or something like that. I came back, and then I saw old buddy again on the night shift, the new guy. And I went to our little office, and I was talking to my supervisor and the homie that gave the guy a hard time beforehand, and I was like, "Yo, whatever happened with when you gave the dude a hard time talking about you heard something? Did he ever say something to you, dog?" My supervisor was like, "Oh my fucking god, this nigga spazzed out." He went to management because he said that he had heard whatever. He was talking to people all over the freaking shop about what so and so said about him, and that he had heard. I'm like, see. If you would just shut the fuck up and leave that motherfucker alone instead of trying to be cute and shit,
everything would have been fine. See?
Anyway, that was a lot about nothing.
Yeah. So everybody love hearing us get to some relationship shit, and then we're gonna get into this Wakanda Forever. So last week we was just about to run a little bit long. We always got our little topicy list and this and that. Yeah. So Marcus brought up a good one with us just talking about some shit. So I've always seen this happen one way and not the other way. Mm-hmm. Ladies, there's this phrase called "gay for the stay" that they say about men when they go to jail, right? Mm-hmm. I've never heard any of those men say that they're doing it because women want shit. And I've never heard a man free that ain't been to jail say, "I'm gay now because women did me wrong." I only see that from the female side. I would love to hear a female's perspective on this. I really would. How come that's something that can happen for y'all?
That's a great question. And I thought about that. I thought about that question because I was going back and watching. I was rewatching Atlanta before I got back into watching the final season of Atlanta. And there's a part where Earn is sitting in jail, right? And there's a guy in there about to go into jail, and he runs into an ex-girlfriend of his. Now, the ex-girlfriend is actually a trans woman, right? Mm-hmm. So they're sitting in there talking. He's like, "Hey, man, like that's my old girl. Like this is my ex-girlfriend. How you doing? Whatever." So of course the dude's in jail. So it's like 5 or 6 guys in the waiting room with them, waiting in like a little tank. And the niggas is like, "Man, that ain't no girl. That's a nigga. Nigga, you gay."
I remember that episode now.
So dude was like, what y'all talking about? Y'all going to jail too. Y'all being there fucking dudes. Dude was like, "That ain't gay. That's just jail. You fucked her when you was free." He was like, "No, this ain't no girl." And they were like, "Dude, this is the male prison. Look where she's sitting at." So of course it got just a bunch of comic shit, a comedy relief after that or whatever. But I'm like, yo, you know what? I've never heard of a dude saying, "Yo, you know what? Fuck these bitches. I'm strictly dickly.
I'm sucking dicks now."
I'm sucking dicks now.
Nah, I wish
sucking dicks and playing Madden is what I'm gonna do.
Not even the new Maddens, like
whatever.
We playing on Genesis.
You playing NFL 2K, like that's. But and I wonder why that is. But I also think a lot of it is. I think most of it, if not all of it, has to do with 3 things. Sorry. Hair, dick, hair, dick, and balls. And I say that because if you're a straight man, getting in bed, you never said, because we're not rude. We're trying to be rude, right? We're trying
to be rude. God!
When we get in bed with a woman, and she ain't shaved, you feel that shit. You're like, "Oh shit, that shit. You stabbed me, bitch." Like
it's not that we're not gonna do it, but it's like,
ouch. It's like, remember you get the little ball thorns you get in your sock when you was little.
Yep.
Oh shit! I got a thorn in my sock. That's what it feels like, a thorn.
And now you got to take the whole sock off to see what the fuck it is.
Now picture a whole leg like that.
Now I got to look at the pussy.
So now, but that's the thing. You could get past the hairy legs, but then the dick and balls is the 2 and 3 that's hard to get past.
Still kind of there.
I'm like, dick and balls.
Nah, son. And see, here's the problem with it. I've had this conversation with some women. I personally believe people are born however they're born.
Yeah.
You know, that if you was born that way and you feel like you should be whatever you are, that's how it is. And I think most women would agree with that. Mm-hmm. Whenever you get into that conversation about LGBT, they'll tell you, no, this is just how they were born and you have to accept them for who they are. I'm like, okay, but what you're saying is you're doing it as a choice. So that's not who you are by that logic. That's where the conversation always seems to end.
You made a decision.
Yes. So it wasn't just who you were. Don't say, oh, I'm gay now because a dude did me dirty. Say you wanted to eat some pussy too. Like, we can hear that all day because only women can do that. We can't go back and forth like that.
Somebody was arguing with me. It might have been like maybe a month ago. It might have been my sister. Shout out to her. I think we might have been arguing about the bisexual thing, and not arguing, just having like a funny discussion, and about how girls can be bisexual and guys are gay. Like, this is just the way it is. If you're a girl and you like dealing with girls and guys, then you're bisexual. If you're a dude and you like dealing with girls and guys, then you gay.
You gay, yeah. My homeboy JT Turner, shout out to you, amazing comic. He has a great bit about that. That's just straight up and plain something that we've always said. And I'm not going to even try to do his joke, but more or less, like, if we knew somebody was gay at a shop we worked at from 15 years ago, and somebody came up to you and was like, hey, do you remember Jonathan? You going to be like, you talking about gay Jonathan?
I'm about gay Jonathan. Yes, exactly.
Like, you're going to know, like, that's just
and then it'd be like, oh, no, he's not gay, he's married. Like, does she know that nigga's gay?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we do.
But we know, like, it's cool that he likes to fuck dudes. That's not a problem. But does she know that he used to do that?
You know, and like, has she seen?
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. And the difference is also the way women treat dudes that do that. Because we were watching Love is Blind.
Yep, that's what I was about to bring up.
And when the girl was happy with the motherfucker, she was super happy with the dude. Black couple, they was all in the black love and shit. Once she found out that he fucked dudes at one point in his life, she was like, nigga, you gay. Like,
her
you don't like me.
whole demeanor changed. And I know there's some women that are a little bit more progressive and will say that doesn't matter. But by and large, that is a major no-no for most women.
I don't know a woman, and I haven't asked every woman that I know. So let me just clarify. But I've listened to a lot of women talk about certain shit. And one thing I've never heard a woman say is, hey, yo, I don't give a fuck if he used to be gay.
No. They care a great deal.
That whole term down low is like, when that shit came out of Atlanta, niggas was like, what you mean? Like, no, it's a bunch of dudes out here fucking girls and guys.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I mean, of course, it's a cultural thing too. But like when you see people like trying to downplay it.
Yo.
Anyway,
it's cool. I mean, y'all
cool.
do what y'all gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's interesting. It's just interesting all the way around. Anyway, moving on. Let's get to this Wakanda Forever because I know everybody waiting on that shit. So of course, we both went and saw it. I wanted to wait, which I had to wait until Sunday. Everybody I know was going like the day after, wearing white. I saw y'all's pictures, beautiful thing. You know, I don't know about your timeline. I know people that flew to other states to watch it with other people and wear white. Like it was like that.
That's crazy.
Phenomenal cast. Nobody can take anything away from it as far as it being so many, you know, Latin American, black people in a cast like that, fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta know what you thought first. I got a very, very snide text message from Marcus about this movie. Yeah, take Wakanda off the screen, fool. Take Wakanda off the screen.
You want to take it off the screen?
Let me tell y'all something about this dude. So,
what you say? I had the whole.
Nah, fuck that. That shit was shade. That shit was shade all day. So, I'm minding my black business, y'all, as I tend to do. You know, I get a message. Oh, I saw the movie. I guess we'll talk about it, right? And I don't know. That's your voice. That's your voice in the text.
Okay.
Hey, I saw the movie. You sound like fucking Lonzo or some shit.
Okay.
You gonna let me watch Wakanda? You gonna let me? So
Let me see what I sent you so I can make sure you ain't goddamn.
he said, and I'm paraphrasing because I'm not looking. He gonna look and correct me, but I was like, okay, I saw it too. Yeah, did you see? He's like, because we gonna talk about it, but you ain't allowed to have an opinion about this movie.
That's what I said. That was rude. That was rude. Now that I have it, I'll read it. I'll read it verbatim.
Just rude. Rude for nothing.
I said, did you go see Black Panther? And he says, yeah, we went today. I said, someone asked me if I've seen it, and this is what they told me. So I sent you a screenshot of what they told me. And I said, this person is a Black Panther sympathizer. And you said, yes, I'm curious to see what you say on it.
That's the word, sympathizer. I don't know why I didn't like it.
The sympathizer, because it's so close to colonizer. So I said, oh, yes, that comes from someone that wants to like it, no matter what, like you. That's where you got offended.
That's where I got offended. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And I said, somebody that wants to like it, like you. You said, I don't care if you like it. I said, yeah, whatever, nigga.
and then, do you know I read like you in Sierra's voice?
So I said, yeah, whatever, nigga. And I said, I'll tell you whether it's good or not. You don't have an opinion. I'm your opinion now.
I was like, ain't that a bit? I was like, oh, you Captain Phillips?
You Captain Phillips, nigga, of Wakanda now, huh? Oh, man. They're Blackton Phillips, nigga. That's my name.
Blackton Phillips.
All right. So let's get to this. Let's get to this movie. Oh my God. What a fantastic what a fantastic home-going celebration for the original movie Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. They did him justice in the movie. I thought it was beautiful. I thought Angela Bassett was fucking phenomenal. She killed that shit. I mean, she my mama now. Well, she would be.
I'm trying to respect Angie. But the thoughts just going through my head.
But that movie as a whole was motherfucking trash. That shit was so awful. You know how I feel about Black Panther 1?
Are you serious right now? You think it was awful?
Black Panther 1 was better than this shit. I can't believe y'all niggas was in there fucking crying. Is what I can't fucking believe. Like between me being bored out of my fucking mind watching this shit, nigga,
Okay.
that shit was garbage. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I'm listening.
This shit was not good. It was a bunch of. I don't know why they made this movie.
You don't know why they made this movie?
No, this shit was trash.
Okay, I'm listening. Like, okay, first off,
the storyline was all over the place. There's too much going on. You're trying to keep up with all this bullshit. The Ironheart, unfucking necessary, and it looked like shit. By the way, all the CGI, the blue fucking costumes for that shit was horrible. That shit was horrible. Bad movie. Don't go see this shit. Wait till it come out on Disney Plus if you ain't seen it yet.
So you gave it like 1 out of 5 Lowry seasoning sauce.
It's like a 4 out of fucking 10.
4 out of 10. God damn. Okay, that's fair. You're the only person I've heard say that so far.
Sure.
However, purposely on this movie, I didn't run to the internet to see what people were saying. I literally only talked to people I know, because you're not really allowed almost to say that you didn't like this movie on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was one of the movies that
like the last one. You couldn't say you didn't like the last one. It was like, oh, well, what the fuck, man? I guess you ain't fucking black.
Right, and I remember telling people like, okay, but what about the CGI? What about that rubber fight at the end? What about the, and nobody wanted to hear anything because the movie is black excellence, and
Right.
we're not. I don't think you're taking away from that shit at all. Like the cast, you know what I'm saying? Like the cast is beautiful, and for whatever reason, whenever people talk about this movie or any other movie with a black cast, because they're black, we have to like it. That's not fair.
Sure.
So. And this is something that, look, if y'all want to call it growth, with me and Marcus talking about different movies and doing this pod, if he feels like it's a 4 out of 10, I'm not going to convince him otherwise, period. No. Now, having said that, I remember saying to one person, and this, tell me if this is a negative thing to say. Mm-hmm. What'd you think of Black Panther 2? I said, I haven't seen Black Panther 2. I saw Wakanda Forever. Can't wait to see Black Panther 2.
Right.
Is that fair?
And that's fair.
Okay, so
that's fair.
That's not me being negative, because I actually liked the movie, but I knew going in about, now I won't say going in like I knew ahead of time, about 15 minutes into the movie, I'm not watching Black Panther 2. They didn't even name it Black Panther 2. Captain America's movies was all named Captain America. This is Wakanda Forever. The whole movie is a memorial and a love letter to Chadwick Boseman. And I think that the deeper, you said it was a lot going on. The story was more or less, we're fighting the same fight here. We got two minorities fighting when we're worried about the rest of the world trying to take our shit. And as long as we're fighting each other, that's the real problem. Mm-hmm. All of that can get lost on you if the whole movie, every about 15, 20 minutes, somebody reminds you that Chadwick Boseman died. So it's real hard to kind of stay in the story for some people. And that was what I did. See, a lot of people say the same thing you did as far as the story being all over the place. I found it easy to follow, but I also saw that they were just doing a lot of heavy, he's gone. And this movie wouldn't have been as good if he was still alive. Well, it would have been a completely different movie. I'll expand on that later. Go ahead.
It would have been, here's what...
It would have been cookie cutter, I think he was still alive. And they would have brought Michael B. Jordan back alive.
They kept reminding you of two things. That Chadwick Boseman passed away. That the Black Panther passed away. And that Wakanda is the most powerful nation in the fucking world. I probably heard that shit probably fucking 10 times in that movie. I just thought it was kind of like it was a lot of it was why I didn't like the first Black Panther, was because everything is like magic. Now their fucking bracelets do everything. They fucking cure diseases. They got little fucking flying beetles and shit. It's a fucking phone. The shit is a goddamn tracer. It's like, what the they just reach down onto the wrist and they pull out whatever the fuck, like a go-go gadget shit.
I'm trying to think which movie it was that they kind of established, there's so many things you can do with vibranium. It was one of the Marvel movies. And I remember saying, they just basically let us know this is our jack of all MacGuffin for whatever the fuck we needed for.
It's whatever.
Like, sort of like, watch the Ant-Man movies. Whenever they can't explain some shit, they just say the word quantum.
Yeah.
Quantum. That's their quantum, the vibranium shit. So, I get that, yeah. I mean,
it's just kind of like, movies have to have texture. That's why I said the first one, with all this, all of a sudden everything's nano. That's when Iron Man got bad. When the suit became nanotechnology and just kind of like fucking boop, boop, and now the shit's all over me. That shit looks cheap as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I've never liked that. Like, as soon as it went, it made sense in the context of the stories when they were doing it, because they showed Wakanda with that technology first. And it was like, we're advanced, so that's why my helmet can do that. And then Tony is like, I just put them all in this chest piece last week.
His shit was in a necklace.
So, anyway, we digress. We're getting off track here.
We're talking about just the way it looked. I didn't like the way it looked.
It's beautiful.
And, I didn't like the way the movie looked personally. I didn't like Ironheart. I didn't like the Dora Milaje. They knew shit they wearing. I didn't understand M'Baku all of a sudden taking orders from this little motherfucker because she got the Black Panther suit on. Like, bitch, I got my own kingdom. I'm not gonna just do some shit because you say do it. I'll beat you with this club. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
Okay, you know the mountain tribe like fell under their not rule, but they agreed to play ball under T'Challa. So you forgot that?
It's like I will fight with y'all niggas, but y'all don't fucking tell us what to do. Anyway, and here's the one thing that I kind of like. I was like, all right, I'm done with this fucking movie. When at the very end, when she did the Wakanda Forever shit and the goddamn ship blew up or the engine started or whatever, I'm like, how much shit blows up around Wakanda when niggas say Wakanda Forever?
Don't say that shit no more.
That's gotta be the password to everything in Wakanda. So you can't even say Wakanda Forever in Wakanda without some shit exploding. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Be around the way somebody like, hey dog, Wakanda like shut the fuck up.
Spoiler alert. This bitch got stabbed through her midsection into a fucking rock.
It was her first goddamn day.
How you get back now? You break the vibranium shit off your spear. You pull yourself off, and now you doing backflips over a nigga. Get the fuck. I'm done. I'm done with that bullshit ass movie. That shit was trash.
Oh, you forgot why she can do that.
What?
You forgot why she's able to do that when she cut it off and went through it.
Why? Because she ate the new flower she made.
No, vibranium.
She
Quantum vibranium.
She was stabbed with vibranium. Nigga, she was stabbed with vibranium.
That was it. Remember when the Juggernaut was like,
her suit.
I'm gonna hit you with your own pimp. Stab you with your...
Now keep in mind, that same shit happened to fucking Iron Man when Thanos was like, oh, let me break this bitch off and I'm stabbing your ass. And I'm out.
Hell, now that you say that, that's the same thing that happened to Killmonger and he died.
That's why I'm like, yo, what are we doing, yo? Like, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Look, yo, I'm sorry for all of y'all. I don't understand y'all motherfuckers crying in the movie. I don't get it.
I didn't cry. You know, this is the only silly thought I had during the movie, right?
So you had one silly thought?
Okay, listen. So the funeral, right? The funeral is beautiful. That is a beautiful casket, all that shit, right? So they are being super careful. The Dora Milaje picks him up. They walk down the thing. Everything is cool. Then this fucking stealth craft come, boom, hit it with a magnet, and it stands the casket upright. I just picture him inside like, boom.
Like moving around, boom, boom, boom.
Like curled up at the bottom and shit.
Now he got to stand up in the shit. Like, the nigga slumped down. They did not think that shit.
They think like, he was like this, you know, chilling, laying down.
His arm was boop, arms down. Yeah. No,
and then they never show you where that casket went.
No, they buried him at sea.
So they say.
You know what? Like, and also in the mid-credit scene or the post-credit scene, whatever you want to call it, if you would have gave me 3 guesses to guess what the fuck was going to happen in that movie at the very end, I would have guessed that.
Yeah.
Yes, because this whole movie is about Chad. And they ask Angela Bassett, hey, do me a favor, act your ass off, because we really got nothing else going on.
That's not true, but
it is true. Tell me another good part about that movie.
I really enjoyed the whole movie. I liked all of the story arcs for the most part. I felt like they were tying up a lot of little teeny things that I was wondering about, because when the movie ended, remember they were talking about we're going to have this outreach program and all of these outposts. So they addressed how all of that shit was going first. Once they got into the Namor, and one of the things now that I'm saying it out loud, I felt like they talked too much underwater. I felt like as much as we needed the character building to understand it, him and Shuri was talking way too fucking much and way too goddamn calm. I was like, you got kidnapped, right, girl? You like underwater right now. And it's a lot of salt in it and you black. That's not a good look. So you need to get up out of there as soon as possible. That part was a little bit too long, but Namor's story and them, running and this, and I got it. I felt like I understood what they were going for, and I was entertained the whole movie. I just was. I gave it a 9 out of 10 from your scale.
You're a fucking liar. You cannot have given that a 9 out of 10.
I'm not lying to you. I enjoyed it. I don't feel like I feel like it's a lot better than most of these Marvel movies that came out in the last whatchamacallit. The movies that came out in this phase. Remember we talked about the phases? You think this is one of the worst movies that came out in this phase?
Ever in Marvel. This is a horrible movie. It's so bad. Like, as somebody brought to my attention, they lean so hard on the Chadwick shit that even at the end, when she's sitting by the fire and burning her funeral garb and shit, her mom died as well, right? Her fucking dad died as well, right?
Yeah.
But when they doing these fucking flashes in her mind while she's crying, you don't see none of them niggas.
How did you feel when she went to the ancestral plane and didn't see anybody but your boy?
Man, come on, bro. Like
Did you bust out laughing?
Yes. I was like, of course, Michael B. Jordan's in this movie. They gotta figure out a way because they're trying so hard. This story is so weak. They're pulling out every fucking stop that they can. Everything. They even brought in homegirl from fucking Vice and Friends and some shit. Dries. God damn it. Can't remember her name right now. But she was on Vice on HBO. She was like she's the one on the Disney Plus shit putting together the teams. She was at the very end of the Hawkeye series. Or I'm sorry, at the very end of I think it had to be Hawkeye. When she met the girl at the end at the cemetery.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I can't remember her name.
The director.
God damn it. Yeah, but they even threw her in the movie. And now, the white dude is her fucking ex-husband. And okay, every time he shows up, we gotta throw in a fucking colonizer joke. Whack. We're done with that shit. Old tricks. I'm gonna tell you what. Let me tell you what, dog. And this is how I knew I wasn't tripping. So I go to the movies. I'm in the movies. There's probably like 12 white people in there and maybe 10 to 12 black people in there. I'm in this bitch watching this shit like, oh, okay, this is all right, blah, blah, blah. This is cool. And there was a dude behind me, black dude, a couple, had his feet up on the seat next to me. And I'm like, it's kind of irritating, but I ain't gonna trip, right? Watching this shit get boring as fuck. Nigga, I doze off for like 4 or 5 minutes, I think anyway. I wake up like, oh shit. I look over. You seeing this nigga feet over here. We about fucking an hour into this movie. I look over like, where the fuck this nigga? I look back. They gone. They left the theater. Watching the movie some more. Sitting there chilling. It's like maybe another 4 or 5 people sitting at the very top. I see one nigga get up. I think he taking his popcorn out, throw it in the trash. He don't come back. 3 other niggas get up. I think they might be going to the bathroom, going to get some nachos. They don't fucking come back.
Sound like you spent the whole movie looking at what everybody else was doing.
I'm paying. No, because they walking past me. I'm damn near in the aisle, and I'm looking. And here's something else that pissed me off about this fucking movie.
Oh my god.
I'm in there like 2 rows down from me is a white couple. They leaning on each other. They having a good time. They start making the ashy jokes and shit.
The couple did?
Your forehead is ashy. My forehead is ashy?
Oh, when he was doing the Fenty thing. Okay.
White folks is dying laughing at this motherfucker. Oh, this shit's hilarious. Oh, this is the funniest shit ever. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I don't like that shit.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question.
No, hold on, real quick.
Okay.
So at the end of the shit, I go to the bathroom. Movie's over. I go to the bathroom. I come out. It's fucking 12 white people in the hallway right where the theater's at talking about, oh yeah, the mid-credit scene was this, and I can't wait till they input this this guy into being a new Black Panther and this kid and yada 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 yada. And did you hear all the jokes? Ashy, that was hilarious. All this shit, and I'm like, where are all the Black people? I was ashamed because when I looked around before I went to the bathroom, I was one of 3 Black people that stayed in that fucking theater to finish that fucking movie. I was legit ashamed. I didn't even come back home. I went to the fucking. I swear to God. I swear to God. I went to fucking Home Depot and walked around for like 25 minutes.
You sound ridiculous though. Think about what you're saying you did. Okay. Tell me this before I say anything else. What movie, and I'm not saying you had like some grand expectation, but what would have sufficed? What could they have made that would have just been a crowd pleaser for you?
What could they have made?
And don't say anything.
I went and saw Black Panther, and I wish I would have went and saw fucking Black Adam instead. Like, I know what I'm getting out of a Black Adam movie. I haven't seen it. I've seen the trailers. I haven't talked to anybody that's seen it. But I would guarantee you that fucking movie is better than that shit. You could have given me. You could have given me call it Wakanda Forever, and give me the origin story of fucking M'Baku becoming Black Panther. Not all this extra bullshit about you just trying so fucking hard. They never even said why the fucking Aztecs wanted to attack the fucking surface world.
Yeah, they did.
It was just because.
Okay, no, that's not why. But see, this is the other thing too, dog. Like when we talk about these movies and you tell me that you done went to sleep in it for 4 minutes, nobody our age goes to sleep for 4 minutes. You missed at least 20 minutes.
Maybe 20, maybe.
So, and that's what I'm saying.
I did wake up and they was on a boat, and I'm like, why they
on top of that, if you woke up and they was on a boat, you missed an hour, nigga.
I think that's funny that they put a bunch of niggas on the boat after they. Never mind.
You missed half the movie. Just say you missed half the movie, and then we can talk about it when you watch it.
I didn't miss. I'm never seeing that again. I'm never watching that shit again.
Okay.
Never.
Well, so, and for the record, y'all, like, yeah, I know there's some people out there that didn't like it, and this is the point I was gonna get to. When the first Black Panther movie came out, just to kind of put a button in all of this, because I think we could nitpick all of the parts. I do want to talk about Riri and just Letitia Wright playing her role too. But when the first movie came out, regardless of how I felt, regardless of how Marcus felt, take us out of the equation. Nobody could stop talking about this shit on social media for months. Completely off topic. Chappelle did a joke about when Juicy Smouye did that whole shit and we supported him with our silence. I'm seeing a lot less talk about this movie a week after it came out than I saw when Black Panther came out. Just to kind of, for those of you that's listening, and I'm going to tell y'all straight up, if I just called Marcus and was like, how you feel about the movie? He told me it was trash. I'd be like, here he go. I'm listening to him. He's literally saying what everybody else isn't saying in a certain kind of way. Not my opinion, but I hear a lot of people not saying a lot like they did last time. And I think that's more or less what you're saying.
I said that, and like I said, my homegirl I'll talk to about the movie yesterday. I told her the same thing, the exact same thing. I said, do you remember when the first one came out and people were going in fucking droves, like over and over and over. All these people posting all these group pictures. Wakanda Forever, everybody wearing their dashikis, everybody wearing all black, everybody doing all these things. I said, this shit came out last week. It's already quiet. Already, like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not seeing a whole lot of repeat, like, stuff about it like I was. And granted, also, you know, with Chadwick Boseman not being here, you know, there's not going to be him on a press run with a bunch of little kids doing Wakanda Forever. It should be Letitia now. But again, I haven't seen that either. You know, I was seeing him everywhere.
Letitia, that's Shuri?
Yes, that's Shuri. So I know, let's talk about this because I know some people listening have been listening for a while will go, you have a bias towards her. What did you think about her in general in the movie? Did you just hate her all over again? Or did you try and go in with her, let's see what she'd do? Because she did grow up.
I respected the change. She wasn't as you know, as childish, of course, but that movie came out, 5 years ago? So, of course, that's like 20 or 15 years in movie time. but I do respect the fact that she grew up. But I just think they try to base it too much around her, and also I think they're trying to get her out of the movie. Like I think that, and this is a compiled opinion. This is not my own. But I think that she's not going to be in the next one. You might. I don't think you'll see her in another Marvel movie.
Depending on what she does, of course, off screen, and we're not getting in all of that. We'll see. But the way that movie ended, and somebody argued with me about this too, I felt like the end was tacked on. Mm-hmm. I felt like the scene at the beach was supposed to be something different, and they were like, we need an out in case we want to use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be there, but like, let's go ahead and be like, here's the person that's going to succeed you, and we're getting back to a man in a Black Panther suit. And it's his son, so we're back to that line, and we can do those stories. I feel like it's a backpedal, just a little bit, but yeah.
No, I think the M'Baku scene was like, okay, just so y'all know what's going on moving forward. M'Baku got off the ship. He's like, there ain't no Black Panther. Black Panther ain't coming. I'm here to challenge. What's up?
There will be no challenge today.
So,
I think
it's gonna be me, nigga. Like from now, I think moving forward, he about to get the Marvel checks.
If we start getting like the big gorilla M'Baku Black Panther, that's gonna be like having a Hulk buster with a Black Panther suit.
It's gonna be dope. That's why I said before. I said if we're gonna do it, if we, you have to you made too much fucking money off this movie to not recast it, not do this over again, right?
Right.
So, my opinion back then was just have M'Baku be Black Panther. It's such an easy transition. It's so you don't have to do anything cute with it. You ain't gotta make this whole bullshit. These niggas in the sea and shit fighting all y'all motherfuckers. I got an issue with this boat. This boat. Why was nobody inside the boat?
Oh, the boat. Your godson. You need to call him about that boat. Jesus Christ. He was like, that's the stupidest plan I ever seen.
What are you doing?
Hey,
y'all done built the slave ship, and y'all didn't have no extra shit like inside of it. This was a big ass surfboard.
They made a slave ship with a subwoofer on the bottom. They put 15s on the boat.
That's all it did. Slave ship with a woofer on the bottom. Yo, and it's like it's so much. You said that this one silly thing, nigga. Why would they caught the nigga? Hold up. Why would they caught the nigga in the ship? They thought space heaters was gonna do it.
That worked for a little bit.
Nigga, are you sweating? Nigga was like, man, my goddamn, my spear at. Let me tear this goddamn plane up.
Hey, he was trying to hurry up and get to that water at the end. Hey, Shuri ain't shit either. When she ripped that man chicken wing off his foot. Oh my God. And held that bitch up while it was still winging. The wing was still winging a little bit.
Love that chicken that name was. She held that wing up in the air.
You gonna hold that man piece of foot up in the air. Don't hold my piece of foot up in the air in the middle of the fight. It's rude.
I also you're never gonna see Namor again. You
don't think so?
No.
Why?
There's no place for him in what they're doing. You're never going to see that nigga. Like I'm telling you, this whole fucking shit. And sorry, Ryan Coogler, if you ever hear this shit, this whole shit was copy and paste. Just fucking put everything that we can, just throw everything we got at the fucking wall.
That's everything. So crazy. That's so
everything.
Crazy.
All right. Bet.
This is, and we've done this before. I'm curious to see how this movie ages when it gets on Disney Plus. I think Disney kind of shot themselves in the foot in a weird sort of way with that. Because I have no desire, and it wasn't just this movie. I didn't want to see Love and Thunder again. I don't want to see this again. All of it's coming to my TV in like a month. So I'm curious to see how it holds up when I watch it at home. That's the tell to me.
And I think that is what I wrote down in our notes was Marvel might be falling off, nigga. Because me personally, I'll even give y'all the benefit of the doubt because I know I'm more critical than most people. Like their last 3 out of fucking 4 movies, and maybe 3 out of 5 productions haven't been the shit that we're used to seeing.
They have moments in them that are good, but they're not good movies. Like whenever I go back, because I go to just scroll, and I'm like, let me watch some shit while I eat. Multiverse of Madness. I cut it on. I fast forward to when I'm gonna see Black Adam and them, just the cool shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not watching the movie. But for whatever reason, Marvel seems to do this thing where whenever the Ant-Man movie comes out, that's about when everybody's like, man, this shit falling the fuck off. And then that movie sets off some wild shit. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, that's true. I like the first Ant-Man when people didn't want to go see it. I'm like, that shit was good as fuck.
That shit was real fucking good. So now, with Quantumania, I don't know if you've seen the trailers for it.
Yeah.
That to me looks like it might be dope, but I'm also what's his goddamn? I'm gonna stand for this dude, Jonathan. What's his name? The big ass dude in Creed.
Yeah, Majors. Yes,
yeah. I'm a fan of his. So
me too.
When I saw, I was like, okay, I'm going to see it just because he in it. I haven't even seen Creed 1 and 2, and I want to see 3. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch them first 2.
No, you don't. Just go watch 3.
They're not good. Well,
Creed?
Never mind. I'm asking you about a Michael B. Jordan movie. My bad. That's my fault.
I think the best part of Creed movies is like the first half of the second one.
He must get knocked the fuck out.
Oh, he got his ass whipped, nigga. Like,
and that's your favorite part. You ain't shit.
That nigga was in a coma. But I like Jonathan Majors. They don't make niggas that look like that anymore, do they? Like definitely like that nigga's. I don't know how that sperm that he came from was made in
40s, like 42 vintage nut, because this is a massive house. Like you got to call him house when you see him in a field. You don't just see a regular. He's a huge for no reason dude. I remember like when was it Lovecraft Country? Like he already got. I'm sorry. He has a 70s face. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Yeah. He just got a classic. I'm about to sing a ballad. Are you ready for love? Like 5 Heartbeats type of face. And he took his shirt off. And I don't care if you a dude or not. You like, God damn, I need to go to the gym. It's ridiculous. There's no reason in my head that any version of Michael B. Jordan should be able to win a fight with that man.
He just looked like a hard nigga, man. Like he grew up. I think it's like 25. I don't know how old he is, but he looked like he's gonna always be like 55. Like this nigga came out the womb, wide nose, breathing up all the white man's air, with abs and muscles and just like that face, like that nigga. But I love the nigga. Like
I love him.
Anything he's in. Actually, he has a new movie coming out where he's a pilot. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm gonna go see that shit too because I support that shit. But like sort of like we wanted John David Washington to be when we saw him coming up. No, his name is
Jonathan Majors. If he's making a movie, usually he's one of the only black actors in a long time that as soon as I see them in a trailer, I'm riveted and I want to see what you're about to do. Yeah. Period. I don't give a fuck what the movie's about. And like at first, I didn't even know it was a Creed movie. Like right away, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to see this motherfucker." I walked in and I was like, "What's he doing?" Yeah, the trailer was in the theater. That shit looks amazing.
It's dope. So I mean, they're saying Michael B. Jordan directed it. I don't believe it, but
I did see that. But
then he could clear his throat. I did see.
Because when I saw it, that was the part that made me go,
"Yeah, right."
Right. I was like, I don't believe you talk to people all the time on the set. You said action a lot.
You said action. No, you ain't about that action.
And people believed it. Like, no. Anyway, y'all, please let me know what y'all think. I enjoyed the movie, but I am curious to see how it holds up when it gets home.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is I did not enjoy the movie, and I see y'all niggas ain't talking about it. I see y'all.
The silence says a lot, and I can't argue with that shit.
I see you. It's been quiet now.
Now, okay, here's a question I would ask to that, just before we close out on it. Mm-hmm. Is the silence because there's nothing more to be said, it was just good, or because it's not good? And I know you say it's not good. I think that's what they would say to that. I can't think of too much to say about it because I enjoyed it.
When I looked at reviews, like, oh, by the way, Rotten Tomatoes is scrubbing all the negative reviews off their site about this movie, by the way, but we're not gonna talk about that. The reason why I know it's kind of funny about why people are not talking about it, because everyone that talks about the movie mentions and mostly only mention it was a great, tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And, I cried at the beginning during his funeral and I cried at the end. They don't say nothing else about the movie. That's it. They don't talk about how fucking so-and-so knocked it out of the park and how Riri was so great and how this, that, third. Oh, she got her own show coming Disney Plus, by the way. Ironheart.
Okay, I know I said we was closing out. We skipped that. Riri Williams. So we didn't talk about her at all. What did you think about that whole thing? I'll go first. You went first on the other thing. When it first started, and I mean, I'm a little bit familiar with her. I was like, okay, I wonder how they're going to do her personality. With her being supposed to be a prodigy of Tony Stark, I was scared they were going to lean so much into that we couldn't even enjoy her as a character. Because all I was going to be doing was having a Tony Stark party. They really gave her her own personality. But at no point in the movie, and I hate to say this, it didn't match anything that was happening.
Yeah.
I felt like it felt very tacked on. Now, her suit, I didn't expect it to look good. It's supposed to be the first suits. But I also didn't expect it to look that bad. And honestly, did she fight anybody while she was flying around?
Neymar.
A few times. Okay, she caught him a few times. But like, yeah, the suit, but they did make sure they didn't show it a lot. Did you notice that? It was real quick in passing. She was flying somewhere. I think there was only one time you got like a whole glimpse of her in it.
That shit was horrible.
I know what you was thinking.
What?
Her suit should look better than this because she got it from Wakanda. The first draft should be
was the second draft. The first draft was the shit that was in the garage.
But that was her shit though. I'm talking about the first Wakanda suit. Think about the shield they gave Captain America. They gave a nigga a wedge.
Think about what they gave that black nigga, the Blackton Falcon.
Black and Falcon. Yeah, they did.
They gave that nigga that all white nigga. You definitely get shot wearing that shit.
They gave a white man a new arm and a pistol.
And they get this man a shield. They got nigga a bracelet. That shit just spin around in a circle. I guess I like a low key. Wakanda makes some bullshit. Like all the suits and weapons they give niggas, them shits is not good.
Oh, I remember last week before we saw the movie, you were like, I saw in the commercial they driving a car with a spear again. I don't want to see that shit. They didn't really drive it with the spear. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
Did you still feel like here you go again?
It's the same shit they did in the last movie.
The last movie, didn't she like flip and fall and some other shit? I'm trying to remember.
For them to be like the most advanced nation in the world, and most powerful nation in the world, they should have used goddamn spears a lot.
Yeah, because the spears is traditional. Remember they said, they cleared that up too.
What's that?
Okoye wouldn't let them change. Remember the chick was like, I brought these knives. They do some real cool shit.
Yeah, she was like, I don't like that shit. Then at the end, she using the goddamn get some guns, Wakanda. It don't matter who I'm talking to. Wakanda's not real.
Get some guns, Wakanda.
Wakanda bullshit without sitting through.
Wale gonna get right on that. Hey y'all, episode 138, Illegal Opinions Podcast. We love y'all. Hope we enjoying the new format. Tell people that want to watch us on TV every week. Y'all can come to YouTube when y'all see it streaming. We're going to throw it up there. I'm about to get on the road literally right now. I'm about to do some casinos next week in New Mexico. And then I'll be back in the area doing Apple Valley and Redding, California. Hopefully in Sacramento at the Punchline. So stay tuned. I'm going to let Marcus take us up out of here.
All right, yeah. As Sam said, check him out at all his outlets. Support that man. Yes, new format. We are doing more streaming now, more video. We even meaning to find a good space to put that for everybody to get to. So please let us grow a little bit. There's gonna be some growing pains. We're trying to figure it out. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to the Illegal Opinions Podcast. The podcast people that don't like podcasts come every goddamn Sunday on your favorite streaming services. So yeah, tell a friend. Thank you for supporting us. We love you. So we'll see you next time. Oh yeah, be safe. Show love and peace.
I was like, what the fuck?
My bad, nigga. My bad. Shit.